Hello Earth, welcome to Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming language and environment called Cell. So this is episode 22. So if you want to know what this is about, you might jump to this GitHub repository, which describes the project, or you can just go to episode 1. And for those of you who are more or less following along, let's just keep on going. We are bootstrapping the splitter function, which is this one right here, which basically takes a message that is text and returns a list of lists. So we did a lot of progress here. We put a to-do here. I'm not sure if this one is an old one or not, but we're going to basically resume where we left off, which had some code running and one of the test cases failing. So I'm going to make sure I'm still recording, because sometimes OBS stops recording the screen, and we don't want to make this any more boring than we have to. So let's just look at where we are right now. Yeah, I remember this gave us an error, but let's just remember what we're doing here again. I think sometimes clarity and a fresh look can be really useful. So the message comes in. The message is for data, really, or a potential candidate for data. A message says text, presumably formatted as for data, and returns a list of lists. Each of them a line of unabridged for data. Yeah, inside JavaScript arrays. Perfect. I have an example right there. And then this is the algorithm, which is completely, I think, outdated. So if we look at what we're doing here, we keep something here called a variable called parse lines, which is going to be the output of the function. I'm actually not sure if I should call them lines or even parsed, because basically they're like I guess they are lines. It's a concept of a line that basically describes lines outside of multi-line quotes. I thought I had a better name for that than lines, but let's just keep it like that. And then we have a variable to hold a value that tells us whether we're inside a quoted text that has multi-lines or not. We also have the special case of the message being empty, in which case we return an empty array. In which case, actually, we could just do this instead. Exactly. Still recording? Yes, nice. Nice. Yes, perfect. So we iterate the new lines. Sorry, we iterate the message split by new lines, which might or might not actually separate the actual parse lines. And apologies if you're watching one episode after the other, but it's been 3-4 days since the last one for me, so I'm really trying to look at it with fresh eyes. So you could probably look at this at 3x and it would still make sense, if at all. So we have a new line that is going to be the output for this particular line we are doing, which is an empty text. Then we make a copy of the line here. If it's, because line is text as a string, it's going to be copied when we do this. So we can modify then line and basically chop off what we don't need from the front. So that's a useful design principle there, where basically kind of instead of using an integer to mark the position on the line that we're working with, we just chop it off from the line and be done. And then we have the previous line, which is the last parse line. Yeah, we can just call them lines, although somewhere in our theory we call them paths, really. I guess we could call them paths. Do I call them paths here in our little holy book here? Yes, a path is a sequence of text and numbers. You know what? Let's call them paths. Yep. And then, instead of new line, we're going to have a path. Yeah. We are doing path. This actually works then. Then we can save the term line for the actual text that comes in, which is still not parsed into a path. Yeah, proper naming. Confusion all the way. And the previous line is the last path. Okay. So we start by covering the case of indentation. So you cannot have indentation if, well, the case of indentation where you're not inside a quoted text. Actually, more than quoted text is multi-line text, right? Yeah. I wonder if all this renaming actually is gonna help us. Look at how it was already properly written here. It's gonna help us understand the function more. I really hope it will. Then, or simply, did I delete something just now? Last path? No, sorry, that's at the outside. Okay, so yeah. I can just shrink this. This case is for ignoring empty lines inside the, when you're not inside multi-line text. Just basically empty lines, we ignore them in that case. So then we go here. Perfect. So we go through the indentation. I basically match up to whatever was in the last path. So this is the case where you have, let's say, actually I'm not going to explain it, sorry, you can jump to the previous video, but I know exactly what this does, and it works actually. So it's a way to de-abridge the line. So if you have, okay, I'll just explain it briefly for the benefit of the gentle viewer. So if you have a foo bar 1 and yip 2, what this will do, this de-abridging logic will generate foo bar 1, and then it will generate foo yip 2, like that. Oh, I actually want to change the record that I'm listening to. Sorry. What was it? Yes. A great album. Here. Perfect. Okay, we are ready. We're ready to rock it. Good. You cannot listen to this so I don't get the copyright infringement, but you're encouraged to put the same music as I do. If you share my testing music and I share yours, you might enjoy it. So we have a dequoter function. So we're done with the case of the indentation. Okay, so now the dequoter, which we use in two places. Yeah, the dequoter we use when we're inside multi-line text. So we find the first quote. And then we had to do this if with the case where you have a starting quote, because otherwise this regex doesn't get it. But I basically want to find the first like quote that is not escaped by a slash. That's why I have to have that regex there. And then I just get the match. Yeah. Perfect. And then I return the text with the escape quotes as normal quotes. And then the first quote there. With an end. I only return end. Yeah, because if you're inside multi-line text, this is an end. Perfect. That makes perfect sense. And then here, we could take this beautiful regex Yeah. Like that. Can I do that? I think so. Still running? Yeah. Same error. Yeah, perfect. Note to self, come up with something better than regexes to express regexes. Can you imagine at some point this year we're going to be writing code in Cell instead of doing JavaScript? It's going to be fun, but this is already quite fun. It's just that it takes longer than at least that I wish it would take. Yeah. So now what? We have this. We have the escaper. So when we're inside multiline text, we run the decoder. If there's no quote, you append to the last element of the last path the entire line and a new line. Beautiful. It means keep on going. I'm not done. Otherwise, you add the decoded text. You chop off the line, including the quote, the last quote, and then you exit the multi-line mode. This is beautiful. It will really work, and then you can just keep on processing the path. So now for the nice part. So if you start with a space, it's wrong. Well, not wrong. Yeah, it's an error. You cannot start with a space. There's no double spaces between elements, at least not for now. If we need to trim them later, we can. But for now, let's just keep it as is. So let's go with the case where we do not start with a quote. Then we basically need to go, well, not all the way to a quote. Basically, I need to get the next token, right? So we either start with a quote or we don't. If we do not start with a quote, there should not be an unescaped quote on the token. That would be wrong. You cannot just write something like hello whatever. This is wrong. This should fail. Actually, not only should fail, we need to write a test case for that. Understood lies they're telling me. So holding out some error. Basically, we can just actually say no matching unescaped quote in the middle of an element. Sure, why not? As good as error as any. Am I okay here? Yes, I'm so happy I improved the syntax of the tests the other day. So we are going to get the next one. Come on, cannot be that hard. So just think a bit. I am just constantly touching and fidgeting with the keyboard because otherwise OBS starts recording. So don't mind me. I'm closing my eyes and thinking. So if you don't start with a quote, then I need to go until the next space. Can it be as easy as that? I think so. So there could be, let's say, two cases here. If it doesn't start with a space, you can start with start with non-space with what quote, start with not quote. So let's just deal with the case of the quote, which I think at this stage is easier. We can actually run the quote. If we run the quoted, so it could be that if the start is more than 0, we're in the case of the text. Sorry, I feel like I'm repeating myself here. Yeah, we did the case of the quote already. Let's just do it here, be more explicit. Okay, we have this. I don't know why this is so hard. I thought I would find this easier. This entire function, I mean, I'm bootstrapping. But let's just push. So we have, if it starts with a quote, we dequote it. If it has an end, we just, push the decoded text, which does not include the starting quote, I remember. Do we do that? Am I slicing the text? Yeah, I'm slicing it there. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, yeah. It is correct. Still recording, yes, brilliant. And now as we go into multi-line, we need to do more than pushing the path here. We need to in the case of going into multi-line, wait, do we need to push a new path or not? Not really, do we? Because we might have multiple multi-line texts in the same path. That's problematic. How do we keep track of that? I was assuming just one, but there might be many, right? How do I know I'm on the original one? Oh my god. Do I need another variable? Really? Like, how do you know it's the first? Well, you can't, because path is always new. Path is always here. It's per line. So how do you keep track of that? When you're basically, you finish multi-line text, you basically say I'm done. I'm inside the multi-line text. We need to set some variable saying I'm a new line, a fresh new line at some point, because we're pushing things always on the path, right? Oh, you know what we can do? What we can do is we can always push a path, right, at the beginning, and then append to it. However, how would you know not to do it? Man, this multi-line is like really making it hard. Wait, if you're inside multi-line text, you already know that a path is pushed. So you always do it against, sorry, I'm an idiot. You always do it against the last element of the path. You always do it there. If you are inside multi-line text, right? No, but sorry, we're not inside multiline text. We're starting it. So the question is, were we multiline text here in this iteration? Next is gone, right? No, unfortunately not. So basically I need some sort of flag that tells me I was in multiline just now. So don't push another one. Yeah, we need a second variable here. You can say just close multiline text. Because true, it's gonna be hoisted and it's okay. And then we can do if just closed multiline text. We can do, because we're working on path here, but we shouldn't be working on path. We should be working on, oh, I get it, what I should do here. I should do something like, yeah, I need to do a little trick here, which is the output is gonna be last path, right? This is totally wrong, by the way. I need to do this. There. So now path is last path. And then I have to have a conditional, which is a bit ugly, or whatever, which is gonna be if, because I think I can do this. Include but this works for the case where you have two contiguous ones. What if they're not contiguous? You would lose the state, right? But then you would just keep on, you would add them still to the other one, as long as you don't have a new line. And if you're in a new line, then you're in another one of these. So in that case, you're good. Yeah, I think this will work. Right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then we just return. Really. In this other case, we do not return. In case we consumed everything, the while will stop working. I mean, will terminate. And now we have only the other case, which is we don't start with a quote. This next can go away. we have a quote somewhere, we return an error. So I need to, yeah, just a string, right? Yeah. So we have that error. And now what we will do is basically I need a continue here. That's what I was missing. Yeah, to basically go to the next element. Yeah, that's exactly what I need. And now we can do something like could it be as easy as doing path push line split? I'm gonna be a bit inefficient here, but I'm line replace the she last path length -1 slice. Can do a bit nicer. It's we do it in this order because you'll see in a minute. So we need to remove the entire length plus 1 because there's a space perhaps. And if there's nothing, it's fine. It will slice nothing, which is okay. And then to number if number. Yeah, I have it here. Yeah, what am I doing this? That was a much better logic. And look, I even did it in the right order here as I did. Yeah, that was fine. Oh my god. Are we done? I still need to push something to the path. If we're inside multi-line text, we return. So I'm now obsessing about the end. If I'm doing multi-line, wait, how? Yeah, you can have two multi-lines in the same line, the text line. If you finish one, you have some other stuff in the middle or not, it's optional, and then you start another one. Yeah, my god, yeah. Actually, let's write a test case for that because that's gonna exit my memory very quickly. And the multi-line trickery here. Some other calm animal. And what I expect here, my dear, is this. See, call and response. It's so easy. Just like that. Maybe even just put a 2 there for good measure. Calm animal. Yes, test cases. And if you split this, brilliant. Those are good defaults. I'm gonna steal them. Yeah. Okay, and these, we're almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. So if I am not starting a multi-line quote, I can still be in a situation where I should not repush the path. So we are just gonna do it like this. Wait. In this case, do I really need to return? Can't I just do something like, yeah, like line is this, like just fuck off, sorry. But you know what I mean. And then no need for return. We terminate and we just do it like this. Boom. On this line. Yeah. Could it be as easy as that? Almost 100 lines. My. That was tough. But I think we're getting to it really. I think so. Yep. Then we need to continue here. Well, we should, except that we're at the bottom, so it's the same. It's very funny how the continue is the return for the while, for a loop. That is sometimes useful, admittedly. Okay, now we need to test and fix. No amount of head scratching will get this done. Yeah, let's just run it and start on the sound wave. Okay, boom. What was I trying to do here? Element. The element of a path. Paths include is not a function. What are you talking about? It contains? No, it's include. Ah, sorry, include. The line, blah, 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 contains. So why am I suddenly breaking previous test cases? Okay, let me just enjoy 2 tests passing and then we just slowly move forward. So the line T contains two. Okay, what's the problem? First of all, is this wrong? Yes. Consecutive. Did I just delete that error somewhere? Like an idiot? Yeah, it's extremely likely. I just got very happy deleting stuff. Didn't I? Or not? Yeah, of course. Okay. Let's just paste this somewhere. Redo our thingies. And then delete this. Well, not delete it, copy, sorry. And then, when we're in that case, In this case, I can just look for any white space, really, right? Yeah, I think any white space should be wrong. We can tweak it out that one when we're working on it. Like, I don't care so much in that case. So let's get it a bit more brave. An escalated quote in the middle of an element. That's not bad at all. Look at that. Could we be done at some point? That's remarkable. Whoa, we're on a roll. Start is not defined. Okay, that's encouraging. Start. Yeah, what start? Yeah, start is yeah, start would be the first quote. And then the end would be second quote. What's going on here? Embodied array length 126. See how long that took? In the 60s, it would have been weeks of a supercomputer, what I just ran there. That's why people like me didn't have access to them back then. So yeah, I'm just pushing eternally to a path, probably, right? Yep, that's exactly what's going on. I'm just pushing multi-line, which is the first one, right? I need to continue. Yeah. Maybe I can summarize this here. Maybe you should stop. Yeah. Still same thing. Well, basically, okay, we're stuck inside this while. If we're inside multi-line text, we push the entire decoded text and then we chop off the line. So what is your problem? The problem is we're never chopping it off, I guess, right? No, yeah, we're never here. So we could do something like this. It's always multi-line. Why? This is the case of the quotes. We need to put some intelligence on cell. It cannot. This is really annoying when something like this happens, when it's obviously an infinite recurse. It's like really freezing my browser. What am I doing? I need to stop doing this. Sorry. Apologies. Star 0 and -1. Then So if I do ABC slice 0, we're always in the same one. Yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. Mm. Else. Okay, now tell me that I fix it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, maybe we fix it. Multi-line trickery. Oh, maybe it's correct. No, it's not correct. There's a quote there. This is perfectly okay. But at least we don't have an infinite recurse. Mm-hmm. Well, we need to console log until we have cell going. This is good. This is good. That's exactly what I expected it to be. And escape. Wait, calm. No, this is also quoted. What is your problem? If there's no end. Yeah. I did continue. No, it's yeah, this is the case where I hit continue, right? No, it doesn't go in here. Yeah. Well, I'm doing the same thing here. We need to close. It's the closing of trickery that is not working, right? Yeah. Yeah, because I need to deal with the case where I'm closing the... Yeah, the question is why it wasn't done here. Okay, that's a problem, right? Because here again, trickery. Yeah. The question is why wasn't it set? multi-line. Yeah, the problem is after the multi-line we didn't set it to true. The end is -1. Because the end is so if there's no end, there can be two cases. We always go in this case to the end. So we just do this. I think that works. We went from true. Yeah, this is really starting to work. Although I'm still getting errors, but this is starting to work. This is the expected, and I'm actually getting an entire error like that. That's a bit weird. That's suspicious. What's going on here? I don't get it at all. And here I'm wrong. Actually, we don't need to number if number because we come from a quote. How can we obtain an error here with the entire thing, right? This one, right? No. What? How do we break this again? Ah. Oh yeah, because I added the quotes just now. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we're over. Okay, we're there. If I'm inside multi-line text, I should not look for the start. I should look for the end, right? That's it. Could that be it? line. Yeah. Unescaped quote. Yes, we can do something like this. Because that's the case for there's no multi-line, right? But why didn't I deal with this case here? Ah, of course. I have to turn the flag to false. So I go in here. Line is now what? Why doesn't it run that? Ah, because I'm doing it wrong. I cannot use a start for this case. Or do I? Yeah, why is actually end? Okay, this is completely wrong. Ah, because the end is 7. Okay, now I feel really stupid, but... And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I will continue tomorrow, but we almost have it. It's an error in how I'm using the decoder. It has to be pretty silly. Because now I cannot understand how if my decoder was allowing me to get... Okay, let's just think one more second. Yeah, and I need to think of a case of the quarter when I'm just terminate multi-line quote. My God, how much work. Okay, we're almost there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.